I'm just saying.
And
maybe he's not all that boxing like you could play him out.
But you know, it's like this, dude. We seen I remember because I just watched AJ versus Klitschko again. You seen it was like, I don't know if it was the 5th round, 4th round, but it was a round where he immediately rushed Klitschko. He didn't even give him a chance to breathe. He just went straight on him. And I said, man, why he ain't doing that in this Usyk fight? Why is he giving this man any chance?
I think in the Usyk fight, he tried to show that he could box. I think he tried to show his ring IQ too much. And rather than going in, he held back, thinking that this is the professional way to box. And it kind of backfired. It backfired on him.
You know what? That's the wrong opponent for Joshua to try to. If that was the game plan, that's the wrong opponent for him to try to show his boxing ability and ring IQ, because he was going into a fight with somebody who's naturally a better boxing than him, who's naturally has better footwork and movement than him. So that if that was the game plan, it was wrong from the beginning. He was going to lose the fight from the beginning, because he's never going to. If they fight 10 times, he's never going to outbox Usyk in one of those fights. His best bet was to go in there, be aggressive, and try to get him out of there.
Well, to me, you guys are not giving Usyk enough credit for what took place in that ring. I heard Artman say that he didn't think it was anything Usyk was doing. He just thought it was Anthony Joshua's not doing anything.
No, that was me. I said that. And
I think if you watch Usyk,
because that's the guys on the truth. Like Rob McCracken, let's not get it bracken. That was
it's not really the truth though, because if you look what Usyk did.
But how do you?
Hold on, let me finish. Let me get my shit off. Hold on.
Oh, it's making sense.
All right. Okay, let me get my shit off real quick, please. Just let me get my shit off, man. So, if you look at Usyk's 2 fights at heavyweight, he was starting very slow. He didn't start slow in this fight. He was full of energy in his fight, and I think that's what surprised Anthony Joshua, and that's what surprised people that picked Joshua, including me, because Usyk is a notorious slow starter. But he started quick. He was moving. He had great movement. Now, this is where I give Anthony Joshua credit. In the middle rounds, Anthony Joshua made the adjustment where he stopped trying to sit down on his punches, and he just started trying to touch Usyk here, touch Usyk there. And that's why you saw Anthony Joshua actually ended up throwing more punches than Usyk in the fight. Now, here's where Joshua lost the fight. To me, after 8 rounds, you could reasonably say that it was maybe 4-4, maybe 5-3 Usyk, maybe even 5-3 Joshua. But after the 8th round, Usyk took over the fight. He made an adjustment to Joshua's adjustment, and Joshua never adjusted again after that. And I think that's where the fight was lost in the last 4 rounds. And as you saw, the judges all gave the last 4 rounds to Usyk, because Usyk closed the show like a champion is supposed to, and Joshua faded towards the end.
All right, Matt, let me just respond to you real quick. I personally give Usyk full credit, because he had the perfect game plan for a fighter like Joshua. My thing is, what I was saying, I just think Joshua going into the fight had the wrong type of game plan. And I said this when we was on Chicken Talk. If he's going in there to try to box, he's going to lose that fight, because that's not his style. Usyk came in, he did his thing. Like I said, I wasn't an Usyk fan going into the fight. I thought Joshua was going to watch him, and he got my respect, because he actually went in there and fought his ass off, and he dominated the champion. That's one of the best fights that we've seen, when somebody really take the fight to the champion and take the titles from him. So I give him full credit for that.
I do agree that maybe the game plan wasn't great, but we did see Joshua make the adjustment.
But he abandoned the adjustment. Dude, check this out. It was like, I agree, there was a certain point where he adjusted, and he got out of the way of that straight left hand. But then he just went right back into getting in the guy's range. And it's like, dude, what are you doing here, man? You know, a lot of people.
and that can also Usyk did make another adjustment like Max said, but it also goes to, you have to really look at how that pace started to wear Joshua down. So he's going to revert back to old habits when he's drained like that. He had no type of energy. He looked sluggish the whole second half of the fight. He had some good moments in some rounds, but he looked sluggish from round 6 on, really 5 on.
So where does he go from here?
I don't think he's going to end up taking a rematch. I know that the sentiment is that he's going to take it and take it immediately. But if his eye is as bad as Eddie Hearn says it was, unless Eddie Hearn was just trying to make excuses for why he didn't perform in the championship rounds, if his eye is as bad as Eddie Hearn says it is, I don't think we're going to see Joshua take the immediate rematch.
And I said the same thing. Brother.
Well, Anthony Joshua said he is taking the rematch.
In the press conference afterwards, Joshua said he couldn't see in round 9, but now after the fight, he was saying that he can see 10 times better than what he could. So I don't think it's as bad. But I mean, you never know until they do the X-rays and everything. But he did say he can see a lot better after the fight.
Well, he fought like he couldn't see them punches coming.
Well,
So
he said after round 8 he couldn't see, and you know,
Is that left hand?
He couldn't see out of his eyes, so that could be part of the reason why in those rounds that you say that he didn't make those adjustments. But before I started my conversation, before you got on, I said, yeah, we should give Usyk his credit. But what I'm saying is that my opinion on the matter is that Usyk didn't have to do much because there was nothing in their game plan that they had coming into that fight to outbox the guy. You have to establish a jab if you're going to box. You got to establish the body if you're going to outbox somebody, and he didn't do that. And he sit there flat-footed the whole night around somebody that's on the balls of his feet, bouncing on around the ring, moving around it like he's a damn jackrabbit, stinging him like he's the horde of bees. So, you know, I don't think his game plan amounted to anything in that fight. I don't think that Usyk really had to do much to whoop him. You know, it's just the same thing with the Andy Ruiz second fight. If Andy Ruiz would have came in shape, he possibly would have got him again. You know, but this rematch, hopefully it does happen immediately, because I think that if his eye ain't messed up, you know, let's just say that they've all taken the fall. If his eye ain't messed up, I think he should take it, and I think that's what the champion shows, that taking that immediate rematch and get in there and work on his stamina, because whoever his strength and conditioning coach is, they've been giving him a placebo or something. Somebody been just sitting over there just faking the phone.
Nah, seriously.
When are we gonna like get to the point, like Buck said, where we're not gonna fall for the Adrian Broner trap? Everyone likes to say AB will do this if he just let his hands go. At the end of the day, maybe that's just who Anthony Joshua is.
Well, that's not exactly who he is, because he's changed after the Ruiz fight. The problem with Joshua this fight was, it might be a dumb game plan, dumb game plan, but he should have came in the fight looking to, I guess, fight for 8 rounds and make it dirty instead of looking into the fight to last 12 rounds. Because it wasn't until like round 4 or 5 where they said it was finally a clinch. AJ should have been doing that from the jump and try to make the fight dirty.
Yeah, try to rough him up. But, you know, I don't think that they're going to do this rematch because, like the brother said, you know, they may be saying one thing today, but then they're going to reevaluate and say, you know what, man, maybe let's just settle down, you know, probably get you a fight with White and you could be the WBC eliminator. Shit. They'll probably say some shit like that, man. And
I expect Joshua to go back in for that rematch. I think he feel like he's gonna have something to prove all over again. Same thing with like when he lost to Ruiz. So I think he's gonna definitely come back and take the rematch. Even if he don't win that rematch, I don't see him taking any other fight than trying to get his belts back.
It's gonna be
bad. I agree
bad.
with Tut real quick, because we've seen Eddie do this before. He's not scared to throw his guys back in. He did it with Kell Brook. He did it with the dude that just lost to Lara. He did it with Dillian White, and he's done it with AJ. He like the thing with Eddie, it's all about him. If he don't take the Usyk rematch, that's a blow to Matt for him, just from a public perception standpoint. He gonna throw AJ back in, and if he lose, oh well, that's how Eddie is.
And AJ just signed that deal, reeing up. He's going. They getting that rematch. They taking that rematch.
Oh man, what a worst time to sign a deal like that, man. Because now these people got to control your career. Oh man.
Because Usyk's manager, Aegis Climas, when he heard about the career-long contract that Joshua signed with Eddie, he said, "Oh, so you mean career-long until Saturday?" And he proved to be Nostradamus because Usyk went and put it on that boy.
Put it on.
Matt, let me ask you this, Matt. Would you
go back crazy?
Do you think it's you think Joshua should look into changing trainers?
No, I don't think so, because at the end of the day, he's not going to have as much time as Deontay Wilder has had with Malik Scott. If we're going based upon the timeline that Eddie Hearn put out there, he's going to be fighting again in either February or March. To me, that's not enough time in order for you to establish a rapport with the trainer. What he should do, though, is go back to basics. Right now, it seems like Anthony Joshua is stuck in between styles, where he's stuck in between, do I want to be the brawler, the mauler, the power puncher that I am, or do I want to be the boxer? And I think he's stuck in between styles because he is afraid to mix it up in there. It doesn't matter who he faces, he's always been afraid to mix it up. And we saw that come to fruition when he lost to Andy Ruiz, and he hasn't been mixing it up with people ever since. So
But do you think that's him, or do you think that's the trainers?
I think that's them. Listen, from everything we've heard about Ron McCracken, Anthony Joshua is the only guy. He's the only guy Anthony Joshua listened to. He gets the most out of Anthony Joshua. He knows Anthony Joshua is the best. So if he has Anthony Joshua fighting this style, it's because he knows subconsciously, or he knows, but he doesn't want to put it out there, that maybe this is who Anthony Joshua is, and we're trying to limit his weaknesses so that he doesn't get exposed on a major level. Now, the problem is he ran into a guy that boxed the fight of his life, and that still got him exposed on a major level.
My opinion is that you could bring someone for strategy and for fine tuning things, but it's too late to bring them. It's a hard deal. Like he says, like Wilder had time to bring in a new trainer and stuff like that and all that stuff, but that guy actually been there the whole time as well. But you could bring in another person, but you just can't do it that way. Now with that AJ deal, it was a good thing for AJ to sign that deal, because the amount of guaranteed money that Matchroom Boxing likes to throw at him, and they were already looking past Usyk all the way into, who's going to be the winner of Wilder and Fury. But the thing about it is he's never going to get rid of him. Matchroom ain't going to get rid of him. They always have in clauses that if you lose the fight, we can get rid of you. I don't know how many contracts you guys read, but all the contracts I've read, it says in there, you lose, we can get rid of you. And that's what he meant when he said that. But it was a good deal for Anthony Joshua, because no matter if he has the belts or not, as long as he's with Matchroom Boxing is going to have to pay him.
Yeah, but how long is Anthony Joshua going to want to stick around in this game? Marvin Hagler said it's harder to get out of bed and do that road work when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. And AJ has been sleeping in silk pajamas for years now. Does he still have that hunger? Does he still have that desire? Or is he just saying the right things publicly so that he can maintain his reputation as a big star in the UK?
Yeah, you're right, but that's not what I'm hitting on. What I'm hitting on, he's just going to have to pay him regardless, all the way until the day he's out of boxing. Whether or not he retires tomorrow or not, he's still going to have the paychecks and those fight weeks. That's what I'm saying. At what they signed for.
No, I think it was a career-long contract. So if he retires, his career's over.
Yeah, but it's by fights. So you fight this fight, you know, it's just like this is what you get for this fight. You got 4 fight deals or whatever. It's probably only for 4 fights. It could be for 5 years. It could be, you know, we just never know. So he already has an out for when he's out of boxing, and that's the reason why they call it a career-long contract. But it's probably for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years or whatever. And so within that time, it's 2 fights or 3 fights a year. And each time he fights, he get X amount of dollars. So if he quits fighting, then we got to pay him and then slap hands and part ways.
Yeah. But what y'all think about, you know, we got 13 days left, y'all. What y'all thinking?
Come on, man. You know what's happening.
Oh man.
Stop playing. We know what's happening.
Yep.
Okay? And I think that the boxing public is starting to come around to what's happening because now you see everybody putting them little qualifiers out there. Before it was Wilder ain't shit. Why is he Wilder even getting this third fight? He shouldn't be fighting Fury, this, that, and the other. But now you're saying, oh well, you know, Fury might be out of shape. Wilder's taking it seriously. You never know what can happen. One punch could change everything. Nah, motherfuckers.
Keep that same
y'all
energy.
Stay where y'all at. Stay where the fuck you at. Okay? Come October 9th, we getting it back in blood. The baby's coming home back to the U.S. where it belongs. And there's going to be a lot of people who basically gave Wilder they ass to kiss, trying to come back around and kiss his ass.
But you know what it is now? A lot of people are saying, damn, Art, man, you're right, man. It's crazy how everything you said is coming true. But it's, you know, it's not like I came up with all this information. It's, you know, it's just right in front of our faces, man. I just put 2 and 2 together.
The thing is, bro, all the boxing media, the guys we don't like, their sole intention is to gentrify boxing. I know that may sound funny, but they don't want a guy like Wilder at the top. Wilder is unapologetically black, and that's like intimidating to them. So they want that. Notice the patterns they go with. It was Usyk until Usyk started looking bad at heavyweight, so they switched. Then it's Magimov. Then it's this Bivol. Then it's Triple G. Like, they don't want a guy like Wilder. And it's unfortunate because Wilder's a special fighter. But
he really is.
Bro, they're not going to be able to take it away.
That's why they hate both the Charlo brothers.
I mean, they hate a lot of the Tank. They go out of their ways to disparage these people. And it's just like, y'all are making the sport terrible. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the people y'all celebrate, y'all don't even spend money on the people y'all celebrate. I've been to like 5 Wilder fights, bro. And I would love to go to this one, but just it didn't make sense for me financially. I bought all the pay-per-views. Like, not just Wilder. Like, y'all ain't spending money on these fighters.
Not at all.
Y'all ain't spending money on Lomachenko. It is proof of that. Am I bugging? Matt, am I bugging?
Nah, you're not bugging at all. Listen, if these guys who are, to me, the vocal minority on boxing Twitter, if they supported these fighters as hard as they claim they would, Lomachenko would be a big-ass pay-per-view star. But this is the mistake that guys like you, Lex, guys like you, Art, man, this is the mistake that a lot of you guys make. Y'all motherfuckers is too petty. Y'all motherfuckers is too sensitive. Y'all keep giving these niggas air to breathe like they actually, like, move the needle. They don't move the needle. I've never heard one person say, yo, I'm going to watch this fight because Mike Coppinger said I should watch it.
Yeah, I said it. Look.
These niggas don't hold no weight.
I said it on my live show. I said, man, nobody buying no fucking shirt from Mike Coppinger and fucking Dan Rafael, but they buying shirts from me. The fuck?
Well, I'll say this though, like, while that definitely makes sense, but I think when you have outsiders looking into the sport, I think one thing that's a big turnoff is that a lot of things I hear from my casual friends is like, oh, we not getting the Arrow versus Bud or this versus that. Even though there's plenty of great fights going on, and then you have these same writers who, yes, they don't carry weight, but they amp up the UFC. I think it's just much more palatable for a casual fan to look at something like the UFC and see how cohesive it could work. And then we have our own boxing media to sabotaging the shit. So even if they don't have clout, they don't. I totally agree. But like aesthetically, it just looks stupid.
Listen,
It looks stupid.
Guys who try to convince you that Wilder versus Fury 2 was a failure as a pay-per-view when that fight generated the most money in the heavyweight division since Lewis versus Tyson. So I don't understand why we take these people seriously.
Exactly, man.
AJ don't even make them amount of pay-per-view numbers. He don't. He doesn't even. AJ. If you look at how much AJ get for his gate, how much these boxers get for their gate, you'll be astonished. It's not too far off. If you look at how much AJ get for the pay-per-view numbers in the UK, they do.
Hey, Felix, you funny as hell. Talk about where should I get the Kevin Iole shirt?
It's about the same amount. Now, Matt, I have a question for you, Matt. Like, do we continue on this path that we're on as far as like with the boxing media, or do we start asking people with power to make change? I would personally would like change to occur.
So
but I don't know. Like,
check this out, yo. Check this out. The reason why Mike Coppinger got in my DM is because of that. It's because of that tweet that he posted about him basically saying like Wilder got a chance by knockout, but he ain't gonna outbox Fury. You know what I'm saying? And then, but my response was, I was like, dude, you know what I'm saying? All these people switching up. And I said, nah, stay on that side because I want you guys to understand that your boxing credibility is on the line October night. And he felt a certain type of way about that, dude. So he inboxed me like, man, you know, I always liked Wilder and this and that. Because it's like, dude, you know this shit is true. Your boxing credibility is on the fucking line because of this shit. It's not just,
you know he lying, though, bro. Listen, God knew what he was doing when he took Mike Coppinger's hair at a young age. All right? Because he knew this dude's a fucking liar. This dude's a snake. Okay, so and guys like Coppinger, listen, he's the latest soup of the day, but he's not gonna last. We know he's not gonna last. But what we need to start doing is we need to start putting pressure on whoever credentials these media people. Because if this was the NBA, if this was the NFL, if this was MLB, if this was even the UFC, these motherfuckers wouldn't have no goddamn credentials. But they're allowed to get away with this shit.
That's facts, yo.
Because the bar in boxing is set at the floor. And
hold on, that's facts real quick, y'all. Mike Coppinger ass, he was capping because he knew that what you call it again, that Fury's gonna lose now. But it's like, nah, you gotta stay on that side. I got you documented stating that you ride with Fury to the end. So it's like, dude, you can't switch sides now. Now, when you lose, when you see Fury lose, your boxing credibility is now it's gonna be second guessed. My opinion, as a boxing supporter, it's gonna be valued more than you, and you are the guy that signed the ESPN or whatever. But yeah, let's continue listening to this Twitter space. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Diana Branch. We just in here cooking up. I got this Twitter space going on. For those who don't know too much about Twitter space is basically like a little panel where everybody can speak, and we just talk about what's going on in the boxing Twitter community. But let's hear what these guys are talking about.
I don't want to give him that kind of shot because he's not important. Like, at the end of the day, Mike Coppinger ain't nothing but a hack reporter. He's basically a PR person for whoever's giving him access. And at the end of the day, he's nothing but a motherfucking sexual predator who Kathy Duvall's daughter called him out. Like, let's keep it real about who Mike Coppinger really is. He's a nobody. He's a slime. He's a piece of shit. And he don't get no pub. So why do we keep giving these motherfuckers life? Why'd you dedicate your whole motherfucking life to this nigga where people gonna go start clicking to see what he gotta say? Fuck that nigga.
Man, it's exposing his ass, dude. It's like this because we got to know who the detractors are. Because if they don't know who the detractors are, they don't take what he says as law. So when you got real people, and here's the thing, look, it's like this. The reason why I told him his credibility is on the line is because it is. After this fight, who do you think the people within the community are going to be looking up? Do you think they're going to value his opinion over mine still, or what? Or just us in general? You think they're going to value their opinion over ours when we've been right the whole time?
I definitely
Think about that. When I look, and I said it. Hold on. Let me cook real quick, y'all. When I made that video a long time ago, or it seemed like a long time ago, but when I was wearing my yellow Wilder hoodie, green beanie or whatever, and I said, man, dude, black media in general is gonna go up after this fight because we sat there and let these guys hold the mic and they lied to us. They lied. So at the end of the day, when they see that we're true in the fight, Wilder wins, they're gonna be coming to us and say, you know what? I want to see what the hell the LDBC are talking about because they've been hitting it on the head since day one. So yeah, they put their boxing credibility on the line, supporting Fury.
One thing you should understand, Art, man, is that you have a platform now.
Yeah.
You have people that listen to you. So to me, you should spend more time like telling people what they should focus on, building up the fights that they should focus on the fighters that they should focus on, instead of focusing on these bum ass media
members. Yeah, that's true. That I totally agree with that. But we still had to cook them for that one good moment. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, like you said, we'll trust no pale face. That shit had me rolling.
Well, I mean, he's a thief. I mean, everything he breaks out and stuff like that, he's stealing from somebody else.
Yeah.
Like every single time, it's like whether or not who it is, it could be like a small YouTube channel, a big YouTube channel that do an interview. He up over there typing, "Oh, this is what I found," and most of the time he be late with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't know what articles he writing and stuff like that, but everything in his articles he's stealing from other people.
Stealing.
He don't got what interviews. When's the last time you seen him do an interview? Not really. All the stuff is on his. Majority of it is by stealing.
These media dudes are upset that they can't get no interviews. It looks really bad when you're signed to ESPN or whatever. One of the biggest fights in boxing, heavyweight boxing, the coach is not interviewing with you guys, but instead he's interviewing with the guys that you say are little guys, the YouTubers, the little guys. How you let that happen? That's sad, man. I also saw Marcos Vallejo's post. I was getting on his ass a couple months ago, but I seen him post. He's like, man, it's hard for me to get an interview these days. What's going on? Because they understand, like, dude, the days of you guys running boxing, that's just coming to an end. The people care about realness. We like real conversations. We don't like that suit and tie bullshit that they presented to us with fucking lies.
Well, like Lex said, they trying to gentrify boxing, and that's why they were all too eager to welcome Eddie Hearn over here with open arms.
Open arms. They said Eddie Hearn gonna do this, he gonna do that.
To have another white guy in the mix. Like I always tell people, sometimes I be knowing shit that I don't put out there, and for the simple fact that motherfuckers they not gonna believe it coming from me. They gotta wait till they hear from a white person before they believe it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, fuck y'all niggas. I'll tell my little group chat what I heard. That's about it. I'll tell niggas on the low, but I'm not gonna tell nobody else what I heard. Cause fuck y'all. Y'all niggas don't appreciate it. You waiting for one of these motherfucking crackers to tell y'all that shit is true in order for y'all to believe it. So I just keep it to myself.
And one example of that is, I don't know if y'all remember, but it was a time where Tyson Fury and Wilder was in California, right? And I took the screenshots or whatever, and I'm like, yo, both of them are in California. Most likely they're going to meet up with the arbitration and discuss, and talk about this and switch it up. I broke that news, and people were like, all right, man, now you're losing it. You're crazy. Next thing you know, Mike Coppinger reports, Bob Arum says the fight is dead in the water. Arbitration turned to negotiating. They met in California. It's like, yo, and then they believed it when Mike Coppinger said it, but it's like, yo, I literally just said this 24 hours ago.
Well, that's how a lot of these motherfuckers are. That's why they don't get nothing from me. And I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm not on boxing Twitter. I'm not trying to be famous. I make good money in my regular life. I don't need this shit. I just happen to like interacting with a lot of y'all motherfuckers. A lot of y'all are funny. So I like interacting with a lot of y'all. I don't need this. I have a regular life. You know, I guess money. I don't need most of these boxing writers is broke, first of all. All right. So I don't need nothing these niggas got. All right. I ain't trying to sell nothing. I got my own podcast. I talk about hip hop and bitches. Boxing ain't even my first love. I just happen to like it and follow it.
Mm-hmm. But shit, you know, and that's the thing, man. We all got our own hustle, you know, and we all do our own thing. But it's just like, I'm on the side of the truth, man. I'm on the side of the truth. I love this sport. And when people say things, you know, about Wilder, when they say, because look, here's the thing with me, man. I like what Wilder represents. He represents my race. He represents my country. And he's doing it the right way. He's not out here cooning or whatever. So when it comes to my respect for Wilder, it's on a different level. And then for the sport in general, when they say things like, because Wilder won this arbitration, it's a dark day in boxing, you know, that type of shit, it frustrates me as not only as a boxing fan, but as a black man, because it's like, you guys are saying shit with slick racial undertones like a dark day in boxing. Why is it a dark day in boxing, dude? And nobody really speaks up on certain things like that. But it's like, here I am. I gotta speak on it. Just as a black man in general, I have to speak on some racist prick making a mockery of our sport, clowning my people in the process.
Yeah, you know when Deontay Wilder, my respect level went infinite for him.
Yeah.
When before the first Tyson Fury fight, that was basically the biggest platform that he had. And he took that time to talk about the struggles of his people. And I just find it so funny that a lot of people, all they got from that soundbite is the whole "till this day" thing.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Understand that this man used his biggest platform to talk about something that was important to him and important to his people. So for me, he'll forever have my respect, just brother to brother, that he would use that platform and take that time.
Man, after that speech, like that. I drew that hand-drawn art of Wilder that I usually have in the background when I'm doing live because of that speech. Because it's like, dude, like I said, just like they like Canelo Alvarez, just like they like whoever, Anthony Joshua, you like the way that this guy represents your country and who you are as a person. So it's like, yeah, man, but what Wilder stand for, we already understand that. What Wilder stands for is a threat to what this country, what this country was, you know, what this country is, man. It's a threat. And we've been seeing this for a long time, but I just don't like the fact that they letting Tyson Fury get away with a lot of stuff that certain people can't get away with, dude. Like, imagine if Wilder was holding up the heavyweight division this long.
First of all, a lot of these motherfuckers don't know Tyson Fury. Okay, let's just keep it real. Like, if you were to put on a timeline right now that Tyson Fury tested positive for Nandrolone, that would be news to a lot of motherfuckers because they just don't know him, and that's evidenced by the crowds that he draw. He wasn't selling in the UK. He wasn't selling on tickets like that, and he wasn't selling in the US. This motherfucker against Schwartz did an $882,000 gate. Against Otto Wallen, he did a $996,000 gate. He only making money because his name is attached to Deontay Wilder, and that's the God's honest truth.
Did you say this motherfucker made $800 for the gate?
882,000, under $1 million, slightly under $1 million.
Oh,
882,000.
I thought you was about to say $800. I was gonna say, cuz what?
Nah, it's not that bad. But if you look at it, if Deontay Deontay Wilder retired from boxing today and came back 4 or 5 years later, you think this motherfucker will be fighting on some bum ass nigga like Billy Joe Saunders undercard? No, he'll be headlining somewhere, selling motherfucking tickets.
And
So
they
that just
know it.
tells you that these motherfuckers in the UK don't fuck with Tyson Fury neither.
And they'll
So-
tell you, you corner them, they'll tell you straight up, man, I'm not a Fury fan. But why are you willing to put your boxing credibility on the line for this guy? Because I don't know. It's something about Wilder that they just can't stand, dude. He brings that shit out of him. I don't know what it is, man.
Crazy shit is that Wilder's the most popular American heavyweight we had since Mike Tyson and Holyfield, but they rather show love to the Michelin Man Bill Tass nigga from the UK. Like, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, but the ratings don't show that. So that's what I'm getting at when I talk about we should ignore these people because they're not needle movers. If the love that they show Tyson Fury really made a difference, then he could make over $1 million gates fighting anybody, but he can't do that because they don't move the needle.
They
These
don't. They gotta
motherfuckers,
force.
they just talk about it.
They gotta force him to wear Raiders jerseys and shit to get some type of buzz.
Exactly.
Motherfucker don't know shit about the Raiders.
Too. Yo, the thing is, man, at the end of the day, boxing, and you know, like this is not a racial thing what I'm about to say, but boxing is the sport for minorities, and it always has been. When you look at the biggest pay-per-view sellers and gate sellers, you know, of the last couple of generations of boxing, they're mostly minority. You can't gentrify boxing; it's never going to work. It can work with MMA because when you look at like what MMA is really, it's essentially wrestling with striking, and you have high school wrestling, college wrestling, Olympic wrestling. You don't have that with boxing. You know who boxes? People from the streets. You know,
People from the
streets?
struggle.
Minorities.
Black. Let's call it out. Let's call it what it is. Black people and Mexicans.
But it's not even just Mexicans though. You might have some Argentines, Colombians,
Okay.
Puerto Ricans. You got
African
one type of
people and Latino people.
Yeah, it's just black and Latino sport. This is not about racism. It just is how the sport has been molded over whatever amount of years, 100 years. So to try to gentrify is you working backwards, bro. You trying to recreate the wheels. It's never gonna be that. You're never gonna force Fury down people's throat.
They don't even let us do it the natural way. They don't even let us gravitate to these fighters the natural way. They gotta force it down our throats and say some bullshit.
It's crazy because like I never really had beef with Usyk. I always thought Usyk was cool because he went about his business and cruiserweight like a G. But like now I'm looking at like Joe Rogan's Instagram and he's writing these big paragraphs about how ill Usyk is. I'm like, bro, this dude don't even talk boxing. Like, why he talking boxing all of a sudden?
Yeah, but you can't hold that against Usyk.
Yeah,
we're
not holding that against Usyk.
Because I still rock with Usyk. But I'm just saying, like, from the perspective of like what they want boxing to be versus what it is, it don't need to change.
Dude, like,
I respect Usyk. Usyk is doing his thing, and I'm happy for him. But y'all ain't gonna change boxing, bro. Never.
Nigga, they said fucking.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
My question about the fight is, I just watched the first two today to get my head into the mood for the third fight. And
Okay.
that second fight was really bad beating. I just want to know if you think that Wilder has to keep Fury on the outside to have a shot.
Can I go, Art?
Yeah, go ahead, and then I'm gonna ask him a question.
Look. Wilder is going to take this fight to Fury. He's not gonna walk him down, but he's gonna meet him in the center and rip his shit apart. To me, Fury's only chance to win is a 1-punch knockout. If it's not that, he's getting cooked bad.
Yep. Now, for the guy who just asked the question, can I ask you a question? Have you seen Fury train recently for this fight?
No, definitely not. I've seen him in the casinos walking around in some of those clips, but I haven't seen his training.
But you haven't seen him training, right?
No.
You know, honestly, do you believe that Fury may use an excuse if he loses this fight?
Of course, that's the MO of most boxers when they lose. It's unusual for a boxer to blame himself after a loss, although it happens from time to time.
Lex, you got any questions for him?
I got a question. I got one. So that I noticed as of lately, that's been the talk. I was asked that multiple times. I heard people talk about that multiple times, especially since this Usyk loss. Like, did you get that from somebody, or that's your own synapses?
Regarding the second fight being
Like Ken Wilder fighting the inside, because that's what
I that was my feeling when I watched that second fight particularly. It just seemed that Fury was able to.
My bad, y'all. I did that shit by accident.
Yo, Melodies, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, my bad.
I did turn your mic back on.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that was my fault. I'm new to this shit. My bad, y'all.
My feeling is that Fury was able to bully him, and every time he got inside, he would either clutch him or punch him. And I just don't know that Wilder has that inside fighting ability that he's going to need if it's an inside fight. So it just seems that he needs to keep Fury at bay and keep him at the end of his punches to have a shot.
I think that's a fair comment.
I don't think it is.
But wait, Matt, there's a little I was going to add, and that's like, if you take the second fight at surface value, a lot happened in that fight that is not reflective of reality. And I know, I don't know, Melodies, if you're someone who believes Fury cheated, but I'm here to tell you that he 1,000% cheated. So, the idea that Wilder can't have his way with Fury, it's like he can.
Well, I'll be honest with everybody here, and hopefully this don't get me kicked out of the spaces, but I do not believe that Fury cheated in the second fight. I think that what happened in the second fight is very simple to explain and boxing.
Yo, Art, I'm out, bro.
I'm sorry, Lex. I'm sorry, man.
You're not even being real.
I am.
Nah, bro.
See, it's like, come on, man. I don't know. It makes me feel like, dude.
Let me get my shit up, man. Let me get my shit up before you go
off. Okay. I'm gonna let you get it off. Then I'm gonna have to cook, man. But go ahead.
All right. So, to me, what happened in the second fight was very simple.
Okay.
It was the third round. There was a clinch. There was a break. On the break, Tyson Fury threw a punch on the break. Deontay Wilder ducked into it. The punch landed in the back of Deontay Wilder's head. I think that shot knocked Deontay Wilder's equilibrium off, and I think he never regained it. And I think that's why you saw the performance from the third round on. So
him punching him in the back of the head is one of the reasons why Wilder now has a face altering bruise on something on his face that was never there before. That's not caused by a boxing glove. You're saying because he got punched in the head, that's one of the reasons why.
He got punched in the back of the head. You ever been punched in the back of the head before?
Yes, bro. I've been punched in the head. I've been concussed. All that shit, bro. But one thing for sure, I've never seen in boxing where somebody's face gets that type of impression inside of it, dude. Like I said, dude, I'm an artist, man. I get paid to draw people's face, literally. Like you say, people got other hustles. No, I literally paint people's faces, portraits daily, bro. I know for a fact. Look. Check this out. I painted Wilder's face. I drawn Wilder's face prior to that fight, 2020. I've never seen that mark on his face. Now, today, he has a new mark on his face that I know is abnormal. It's inconsistent with the sport of boxing because we've been watching boxing for a long time. And you sound a little bit older, brother. You know for a fact you ain't never seen that type of injury ever. So it's like we can't go into this fight playing games thinking, oh, man, Fury didn't cheat. It was just, dude, come on, man. if you willing to risk paying $80 million not to fight a guy you are to beat, man, it says a lot, dude. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, nah, this is the panel that knows Fury cheated. This ain't the panel that who's still questioning, bro.
Malik Scott has been showing Wilder.
I'm sorry, bro. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it.
But you still gotta allow people to have their opinion.
Man, it's just like, dude, I'm sorry. You can have your opinion, but at the end of the day, I'm so like that. My you got my dude Lex. He had to leave because it's like, man, what are we even talking about these days? Like, I literally speak to these people on a daily basis. Bomb Squad, I got some of these dudes' numbers on speed dial, dude. They already told me. They already told me personally. Nah, they told me personally that Wilder has information, images from his doctor stating, and notes from his doctor stating that injury in his face didn't come from a boxing glove. So when a nigga tell me, oh, there's no way that Fury cheat or Fury didn't cheat, it's like, nigga, I don't want to hear that shit, nigga. Why waste my time even going back and forth with that shit?
I got a question.
Man, I'm not going back and forth with that shit. And the dude can say, Art, man, crazy, all that shit, but I'm not going back and forth with that shit. No more.
I got a question for you, though.
Go ahead.
All right. So say, right, Fury cheated, right? And if Wilder wins, if Fury doesn't cheat, then why switch the whole camp, though? Why switch every way you fight? Why switch?
Ask Fury the same. Ask Fury the same thing. If he didn't cheat, why the hell is he putting Sugar Hill in the back scene? Why is Sugar Hill playing the back role? Why is Tyson Fury's father on live, not on live, but on fucking video stating like, hey man, I don't like the way they're training my son. Your son just beat an elite heavyweight. Why the fuck would you say I don't want to fight I don't like the way he's training my son? Come on, man.
That's on Fury's side.
Come on, man. The same can be said. The same can be fucking said. The reason why, it's like, dude, didn't we all see Wilder fire Mark Greenland? Didn't we see him fire Mark Greenland? He needs a new trainer, right?
Yeah,
he fired Mark Greenland. He needs a new trainer. Okay, why is it?
I got that.
Go ahead.
Well, Wilder, first of all, didn't switch his whole team up. Because
he switched the strategy up, though, because we know that. We know he switched the strategy up in the style.
Fine if he
How do we know he switched the strategy up that ain't happy here, bro? No, I'm saying what they're saying.
Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, so let me start off by saying that he didn't switch his whole team up because Malik Scott was already there. Yeah, he added Donhouse, but he added Donhouse for strategical aspects of it. Then, not only that, is Donhouse knows how to rap. Then, not only that, Donhouse is a cut man. Then, not only that, Donhouse is one of the guys that knows how to check gloves and hand wraps. See what I'm saying? But if you want to say, why switch your whole game plan up, that's what you do. You don't go into each fight doing the same thing over and over again against an opponent that has been training for you for just as amount of time that they've been training for you. And so if you want to have a strategical aspect of that, you're going to box this guy, you're going to hurt this guy, you're going to do this and do that. That's when you come through and you switch some strategies up. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I just think that if you think you're cheating, right? Like you think like this guy had all these advantages and he ain't gonna have it this fight, then you'd be like, I'm gonna go in and do what I do, because Wilder, through all of his fights, is not switching strategy.
Okay. I like that. I like that you said that because
you should get better.
Hold on. I like that you guys said that because if you guys listen to what Wilder recently just said, I played the clip. Wilder said it. He said, man, I don't even have to do half of the shit that I'm training for because this guy is not who y'all think he is. He's a cheater. He literally said that on tape. He said, man, I don't have to do half of the shit that I'm training for. Oh, shit. But go ahead, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah, because his whole thing is that if Wilder believes he was cheated, then why switch your whole game plan up? Why going to a rematch and not switch your whole game plan up? It'd be my question. I hope he didn't mean that in that quote. I mean, he's saying he doesn't have to train that hard because he thinks Fury cheated.
No, he didn't say he didn't have to train that hard. He didn't say that. He said, I really don't have to do half of the shit that I'm training for, but I'm training for it anyways.
I said what he said, and that's why I asked him the question.
Go ahead, answer. What is it? Sorry, I got muted.
Oh, he was speaking hypothetically. I see. You basically said that if Wilder believes Tyson Fury cheated him, why switch the game plan up? Why not get better?
No, you can get better, but okay. So, how old is Wilder? How old is he?
It don't matter how old he is.
Why not? Because you're switching the whole. Because what fight? What example do you have where he switched his whole game plan up? What fight? Give me a fight that he did that.
So what's your point? How about let's do
What I'm
that?
saying is
From Stavern 1 to Stavern 2, from Ortiz 1 to Ortiz 2.
No, well, I think Stavern 2 was the face of the same Stavern. So I think it was the same Stavern. I wasn't the same Stavern.
I get the fuck out of here. Bro.
I'm saying, are we trying to talk or are we just trying to yell at each other?
Bro, you've been talking, bro. I just got here, bro. I've been listening to you talk the whole time. That's why I'm coming at you like I'm coming at you. I've been listening to you talk for a minute, bro. That's what I'm getting at. You just asked me, bro. You just asked me, when did he switch his strategy? I just told you 2 times where he switched his strategy.
I think he landed early on Stavern. Stavern couldn't take the power at that point.
Listen, bro. He knocked Spielberg out on the back foot. He knocked Brazil out on the front foot. He didn't fight Stavern.
That's just the position he landed the punch, but that's not a different strategy. That's just the position he landed the punch.
Question, bro. Did you ask me a question? Can I answer the motherfucker?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. He did fight Stavern. He did fight Stavern in the second fight, the same way he fought in the first fight. He boxed him in the first fight. He knocked his ass out in the second fight. Ortiz was winning the first fight. Second fight, he came back and he boxed better. Ortiz was still winning the boxing match, but he boxed a whole different way, bro.
No, not the Ortiz.
Yes, he did. Yes,
he knocked him out.
and now you just denying it, dude. So what the fuck?
Why so much changes in the style, right? I just don't see it. I don't think Wilder needed change. I think he's very good. I like Wilder. I think he's really good. I just worried that you change. I do. You don't want to admit that, but I do. But
No, fuck you don't.
Why change what Wilder's the best at? What he's good at? Why change it all of a sudden now? If you were cheated, like it doesn't make sense to me. It's like you're gonna bring him in with a lesser style than what he's already great at.
Well, let me. Can I answer that question?
Yes. Anyone.
All right. So what I believe is you got to understand that the way Tyson Fury used his body during that second fight, if you notice, he's very physical. So, he uses weight on Wilder, doing these fucking illegal headlocks, punching behind the head. So what I believe Wilder's doing now, he's focusing more on moving his feet, moving his head, and getting in a better position to prevent Fury from doing those things. So I think that's why he's changing.
So strategic changes from the first fight from strategic moves that Fury was doing. So not cheating, just strategic moves then.
Well, in my opinion, and I want to actually address something that MVO said, that Matt just said. I know Matt said that Wilder was hit with a punch in the back of the head in the third round. In my opinion, Wilder's legs were gone after the first round. If you watch the fight, if you watch the second fight,
Bingo.
The first round was even, whatever. But then, in my opinion, Wilder's legs were gone after the first round. So I don't think it was that punch in the back of the head. I think, in my opinion, Fury cheated. That's just my opinion. And I've seen enough evidence to believe that he cheated, and I know things that confirm that he cheated. So I'm not going to argue about it, but in my opinion, the reason why Wilder has changed the camp and everything is because he wants to change strategies to go into this third fight to get better defensively. Move his head, move his feet, and add attributes that he has.
I feel like how much Wilder comes into the weigh-in will kind of determine how he tries to fight this fight.
Man, like the brother Malik Scott, he already said it. He already said how much he planned Wilder come in.
Yeah, like I said, it's like there's nothing wrong with getting better, and I don't see why that's even the talking point of why is he switching it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's switching it up or not. Only thing I can say is that from what I see from my aspect is that he's just getting better at what he does. That's what I see. And if you can take it as switching it up or whatever it may be, but we don't know what he's going to do until we see him in that ring, and I'm pretty sure ain't nobody going to tell us either.
Yep.
The man just asked why Wilder training if he got a fight.
That's not what it's a different strategy. You got to admit, what Lee Scott even said it. He said we're switching it up. Now we're all training. You're trying to simplify it. Don't try to simplify it.
Why not? Why can't we simplify it? It's dealing. It's really that simple, man. The real question is, where's Tyson Fury's training videos?
Well, is it a strategic advantage to put your videos out there, or is Wilder trying to prove something?
I mean, you do have to promote a fight, right? Why is inside the camp the Wilder inside the camp for Wilder versus Fury 3? Why there's only one training session of Tyson Fury? Are you guys even sure this guy's training for this fight? Because I don't want that to be the excuse when his ass get flatlined.
There's no excuse. If you don't train, he loses. That's a skill set.
I want to say something, right?
Go ahead.
So, I believe that if Tyson Fury did not cheat, right? If he beat Wilder fair and square, then he should repeat what he did last fight. He should be able to, right? He should be able to come in at 270 again and repeat the performance that he did last fight. Because, you know, if he didn't cheat, then why would he change strategies? Why would he come in at a lighter weight or heavier?
Why would he have his coach play the back scene? The one that just got him a fucking career-defining victory.
That question for you, Easy, right? That was talking to you, bro.
Oh, my bad, man. My girl called back. I didn't know what you said.
I said, why would Tyson Fury have the trainer that got him a career-defining victory? Why would he have that trainer playing the back scene?
I don't know that he did. If you have inside information, then that's on you. I don't have that, though. I've never seen that. I haven't seen him train. You're right. I haven't seen him train. Have you seen him? No, I haven't seen him. But here's the question I have then. Return. Able enough to think that. If you won again, would that have you everything about the cheating? Or would you still be like, no, he won this time, but he still cheated last time? Where are we at with that?
It's still the same because you can't change photo evidence. What the fuck? You can't change it.
Did he cheat again?
Now you playing ifs. There is no ifs. Tyson Fury's gonna go in there and get his ass killed, man.
If Fury wins again, same fashion, would that make you question the cheating? Would you be like, maybe he did?
If you win the exact same fashion, that nigga cheat so much, bro. It ain't shit he could do no more. I didn't look. Understand it now. You tripping, but hear me out. I thought he won fair and square. I thought he won fair and square the second time. I thought he got a draw fair and square the first time. So you asking me something? You asking me feelings that I already had for him. I already gave him credit for nothing. Already.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't understand that. But okay, then that's all right. I'm just curious what
I'm not gonna believe him if I'm not gonna believe shit he do no more. Like I don't believe nothing he do. You know what I mean? So me personally, no, I'm not. No.
But easy raw. So what makes you think that it's impossible for Tyson Fury to cheat?
No, I don't think it's impossible. I just don't have enough proof to say that he for sure did.
Hold on. Let me go off real quick. Before you go, because that's something I want to understand. Because when we present the photo evidence from the Las Vegas photographer showing that his glove looks totally abnormal. Not his gloves. His glove looks very abnormal. You guys don't consider that photo evidence right there? That's not enough evidence? And then on top of that,
the thing with those gloves, and I have experience with those gloves.
I ain't saying gloves. I'm saying glove. I'm saying glove. One word. I ain't saying gloves because I'm only accusing that right hand glove.
If he does that with one hand, right, where he opens his hand with one hand to block punches, that could be just a natural reaction he does. It's not enough proof for me to say all the gloves, they took the padding out or they skinned it or any of that. That's not enough proof for me because those are puncher's gloves. It's the same problem that Madonna had with Mayweather.
It's not glove. I'm telling you, it's not gloves. It's only one glove looks abnormal, dude.
Yeah, because he's doing a different hand motion with that glove, and the other one's cocked.
No,
He
no,
has the hand
you're
motion.
okay. I get what you're saying. You're referring to one picture. You're referring to one picture that you've seen, but there's multiple images showing that the glove looks just like that from other views, dude. And to be honest, what do you think about just the fact alone that it took so long to get Tyson Fury in the ring to fight Wilder again, and he admitted that he knew that AJ fight wasn't happening. What about that? What do you feel about that?
I don't know. Fury's all over the place. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying that he can't. He's not cheating. I'm not saying that because I don't know. But I don't have any proof that for sure he cheated. I just do, bro.
Yeah, photo evidence is not enough proof these days to y'all. Photo evidence is not enough proof to y'all.
Those gloves, you could do a lot of fights but have gloves like that. There's a lot of fights with gloves like that, and that's just
Dude, and notice that you keep on saying gloves. I'm only accusing one glove, nigga. One glove.
We're gonna see though, right? Like in this fight, won't this be proof though? That's what I want to know.
You know what's funny about the glove though?
Go ahead.
I was speaking to Sonny Edwards, and he said that he tried the glove theory, and he said he felt like he could punch a hole through anything. So he actually believes the glove theory also with Tyson Fury, but he's not going to put that publicly on the timeline.
Exactly. A lot of these dudes not saying it publicly, but they'll say it in our inbox. But I ain't saying no names. I ain't saying no names. They ain't gonna say it publicly, but they saying it in our inbox. I'm telling you that right now. And it's like this, dude. Come on, man. Common sense. If a guy accuses you of cheating and you do everything besides fight the guy, come on, bro. You willing to risk you're willing to risk your career and $80 million, bro? What does that say, man? Instead of fighting the guy that accused you of cheating, you guys look right past that.
I got a question for everybody.
Go ahead, son.
Who don't think Tyson Fury cheated? If he didn't cheat, bro, why not just go in there and beat Wilder ass?
Right away.
We're gonna see it. I mean, we're gonna see it. I do think. We ain't gonna see it. It's not like how we go, bro. It's a year and a half later, which means he tried not to do it. Is what I'm getting at. I'm with you on that. I'm not trying to argue that part. Yeah, I'm with you on that. We're gonna see though, right? We're still gonna see it though. It's still gonna happen.
I just put it like this. Let me take my palm and punch you right this smack in your damn nose. That's all I'm saying, and that's what he was doing. It's illegal to sit there and rake somebody's face with the inside of your glove, straight up.
And guess what?
Never said
guess what though, Mike? You think it was his palm, Mike, but the first fight, it was his knuckle.
Oh no, I don't know. No.
He talking about the second fight.
I'm saying you think he was in there with the palm.
No.
No.
Let me clarify what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Because I don't know how long y'all think I've been around and paying attention to this stuff, but I'm just pulling up one aspect of it. Because that was one of the things with the gloves when people were saying is like, what's the advantage of hitting with the inside of the glove? Well, let me hit you in your damn nose and the side of your face, and you find out.
Exactly.
If you straight fight, you use your palm anyway. You ain't trying to break your knuckle, motherfucker. So that's natural. Like that's a natural thing anyway. But I'm saying like what Fury was doing was he was putting his hand in the wrist part, and it looked like he hit you with his palm, but he hit you with his knuckles. It looked like he hit you with his palm.
Has Tyson Fury ever denied cheating Wilder?
Not one.
He said he gonna give him a fair trilogy though.
He just says, "Oh, everybody's crazy." He never says I didn't do shit. He always just says
he doesn't deny it. He tries to make a joke out of it.
Yeah, it's the R. Kelly defense. I'm not gonna say I didn't do it, but y'all don't know what y'all talking about. That's all it is. I'm not gonna outright say I did nothing wrong, but y'all tripping. That's all it is.
Exactly, man. And it's just crazy to you know what's so crazy? It's like even the great Andre Ward couldn't debunk it because all he said was photos online isn't good enough. He didn't say, "Oh no, man," because of this specific type of whatever. He just said, "Man, photos online ain't good enough." And it's like, yo, come on, man. We got other people inside. As a matter of fact, let's bring up Nick Asbury. because he plays a major part in this fight. Because wasn't he preparing Fury to fight Wilder, and that's when he caught the tampered gloves prior to the fight?
But he's just one guy.
He's just one guy, right?
That's what they say. He's just only one guy. How come none of the other sparring partners, they're not trying to fuck off
about
the
the coach that said Fury is the 30th boxing in history.
Right, exactly.
Dude,
The dude who left the lotto.
And my dude Easy Ross said we don't have evidence, dude. We have witness testimony, we have photo proof and video proof. I don't know if you've ever been to America, but shit, that's enough to convince a jury that somebody did something wrong.
All right, say it again. All right.
Why?
Say it again.
Yeah, like I said, like I don't.
Why not go after it then in a court of law?
He's still
Because you want to whoop his ass, get
First.
him back in blood, man. Don't you hear what's going on?
So if
A
he
fight
doesn't go, then
doesn't
go
waive
after it in
anyone's
court of law.
right to
Can I ask
a
you a question?
lawsuit.
Can I ask you a question? Yeah. Like, I mean, you don't have to answer, but I want to ask you. What's your ethnicity, bro? Mexican. Okay, bro.
Right, you can
Okay,
tell.
so listen.
Come on now.
Okay, so listen. When you get a problem in your neighborhood, do you call the police?
No, not every time.
All right, then. So don't ask me questions, bro.
But he went he went the court route though with the fight, with the rematch, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a lawsuit. He can
Not
still
to
sue.
sue in jail, bro, to get the fight.
He did say he wasn't going to sue though, right? He said that.
That's what he said.
He said in an interview though, right? That he wasn't going to sue. I'm not. You know what, guys? I don't know if he cheated or not. I feel like I'm defending the cheater or something like that. I don't know if he did or not. But I'm saying we're going to find out.
My question is Wilder finally going to be rated on a skill level if he beats Fury? And also another thing, Fury got put on the pound for pound list for fucking whatever. So is Wilder going to get the accolades that Fury got if he beats him? Because if he doesn't, that exposes a lot of personal bias.
He should be number one.
Bro,
If he wins, he should be number one.
Okay, cool. I'm just for sure. Good. I'm just making sure because people want to.
I had Wilder number one before the Fury fight, but I knew that was gonna be a tough fight for him.
let me ask y'all something. How y'all feel about Wilder losing and dropping to 5, but AJ losing twice and dropping to 3?
Who cares about that? That's the zone.
Right.
But that was just
That's some straight bad.
The fuck
I
is
mean,
zone, though?
all those answers are acceptable. Who gives a fuck? This bias, both can work. Okay. I just want to see where y'all was at on this.
No, absolutely, it's trash. I mean, but then again, the people making the list are trash. I mean, who the fuck? Yeah, Chocolatito #1 got his ass whooped twice by the same dude who didn't break top 10. Like, come on now. We all know pay-per-view is mostly.
That shit bothered me. I ain't gonna lie. That shit bothered me, AJ.
Yeah, how you gonna have Sarung Visai whoop both your #1 and like #3 ass and then not even crack top 10? Get the fuck out of here. And then then y'all say they did a Triple G still on the fucking list? Based off what? Like, oh my god.
Now, how do y'all feel about people being so confident that Fury will win to now that we're 13 days out and now everybody's really on the fence with Fury?
Because they never thought he was gonna win, or they was trolling us.
Yeah, they didn't expect them to win the first fight. To be honest, they thought it was fucking. Yeah, they thought coming off a like, and the one thing I hate though is that people say, "Oh, he was coming off a layoff." No, he got banned, and then he came back, had multiple fight camps, fought 2 randoms to prepare for Wilder, and then he still, it looked how it looked. But people didn't expect him to succeed, but they try to write it off like he wasn't fighting prior. He had 2 fights prior to Wilder, so.
You know what's funny? In the first fight, Wilder was actually coming off a longer layoff than Fury.
Right.
And Fury 2 years younger than Wilder. 3 years, I think.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. We're getting closer and closer, and I'm starting to see a lot of people switch their stories up, saying, "Hey, man, I always like Wilder and shit like that, man." It's just so crazy to me, man. But thank you guys for doubting me and doubting the arbitration and doubting all that, because if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here today. Do what the fuck I gotta do, man. Yeah.
Quick thing.
Yeah.
Once Wilder wins,
Yeah.
and the ref raises his hand. You know what you should do next? You just walk out of the ring. No interviews. Don't talk to nobody. Just get the belt on the water.
No. Wilder got to talk to his people.
Yeah.
Because Wilder got a lot of people that support him. Wilder got more people that support him than that don't support him. I don't like focusing on the people who don't give a fuck about you. Focus on the people that support you.
Yeah, because that's one thing. That's one thing too. That's one thing I keep on hearing from the UK.
But yeah, don't talk to like the press directly because even BBC and them was on some bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched something where they were like, "Oh, BBC, the fight got delayed because Fury had COVID-19." You know, goddamn well he ain't had that shit.
And
they gotta sell the fight. What are you talking? They gotta sell the fight, man.
Talking about, oh, he had COVID. Like, man, I got it. And also, BBC ain't slick. They didn't try to get behind Wilder until the arbitration ruling came in. They were like, shit. They're like,
no, that's not true. That's not true.
Please find me a pre-arbitration ruling where PBC was like, oh,
and then
still active. He's still.
And even with the Inside the Fight Camp series, dude, man, come on now. I'm not blind, man. They're purposely, the way they're editing the video, they're not showing Tyson Fury's right-hand glove in that fight. I mean, that Inside the Fight Camp series. You can see it, man. It's like they're cutting it out every time when it gets to a scene where, you know Tyson Fury hits him with the right hand in that scene, but they cut it right out. And it's like, dude, why are you guys hiding it? It's like, come on. It's not a coincidence that every video y'all show of the fight, the right hand is cut off.
And PBC is already known as the black promotion anyway, so they might as well be on on the same boat. Like, I don't get it either.
No. PBC is known as a black promotion to these crackers.
Yeah.
Okay. To the world, PBC is the most popular boxing promotion. They don't look at it as PBC is a black promotion. They look at it as PBC got the fighters that we want to see. That's why I say it's very dangerous for us to keep giving credence to these motherfucking crackers.
Yeah.
Keep doing that shit.
They keep on saying y'all PBC. It's not just PBC.
I was saying that's from their perspective. All the detractors already see them as that, so they
might as well. Who should PBC cater to? Should PBC cater to the detractors, or should PBC cater to the niggas that spend the money going to these events and watching these fights?
That's why I'm saying they should show the right glove. That's for us. The people who get.
But it is what it is. I gotta end this Twitter space. I gotta get some sleep for work in the morning, y'all. We're gonna be back tomorrow. Probably Tyson Fury gonna do something crazy again as usual. But I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. Shout out to everybody who joined though. Peace. Yep. And that was the Twitter space, y'all. Shout out to everybody who joined us. Can't wait. Wilder versus Fury 3. Let's go.